plan will tell you what's going to happen, and the zoning bylaw will tell you what's going to happen. And that's communicating with our residents to tell them, here's what's going to happen in your community.
So the lesson is you should ask your realtor to show you the official plan.
That is the lesson, yes. Call the planner. The official plan helps decide where and when roads, water mains, sewers, garbage dumps, parks, and other services will be built. Provides a framework for establishing municipal zoning bylaws and development approvals. And it shows council's commitment, most important, council's commitment to growth and development in the community.
Settled. Down.
Okay? So that's why we need an official plan. So, once the official plan is approved and in effect here in Lake Shores, we have one now that we go by, but, you know, the one we're talking about our new one, it guides all of municipalities' planning decisions, okay? It should be the first thing you look at when you want to evaluate a planning application. It means that the local council and municipal officials must follow the plan. So if someone calls me in the office, says, I'm looking at 9717 Lakeshore Road, just made that up, wasn't really looking at that. What's it designated in the official plan? So I pull it out. Okay, it's designated, whatever it is. Well, can I do this there? So whatever it is, I answer yes or no. Then we go from there, right? So it's the first document that should provide direction. It means that all new services, sewer or water mains, for example, must conform to the plan. An essential component of the official plan is to direct servicing so that it allows development to occur in that time frame that council has established. All bylaws, including zoning and related bylaws, must conform with the official plan. Okay? So our zoning bylaw will eventually come along after the OP and implement what council has in its official plan. Okay, so in Lambton County, we're a two-tier situation, two-tier setup. Lambton County is the upper tier municipality. Lambton Shores and the rest of the municipalities are lower tier. Well, I know, that's first tier. We're first tier. Okay, so the County of Lambton right now is doing an official plan review also, okay? So we will be seeing more from them on that. The important thing to understand is that our plan has to comply with the county plan. County plan's a very broad brush plan. It's not as detailed as the local plans, so usually it's not very difficult to comply with it. It'll look at general issues and direct certain things. But when we do our OP and our zoning bylaws, we have to conform with the upper tier. Now, the County of Lambton has been delegated approval authority for official plans, okay, and amendments. So when we approve our official plan, it goes off to the county for approval, okay? They approve the plan. It used to be that all official plans and amendments went to the Ministry of Municipal Affairs, as did subdivisions. It was a long process. This is much better being delegated at the local level. Okay, you know who the people who are making the decision. You know what the policies of the county are. So it's much easier to get quicker decisions and decisions that reflect local need. That's what I said.
I'm just wondering, through the process, do you discuss that, the County of Lambton, because we're the only other municipality that could be delegated the official plan since we are a city by our enactment bylaw?
I have not discussed, no. I've never
Because
discussed
right
that.
now-
I discuss with the county all the, like, on a regular basis what we're doing with the official plan and the policies that are being brought forward. So that would keep that line of communication open so they're not.
No, I just wondered because there is that option, but the way you were describing has been much better, correct?
Oh, it's far better than when we used to have to deal with the province on everything.
Just maybe something for their edification. We are the only
Yeah.
other municipality. We are a city by law. Lambton Shores is called a municipality, but it was decided to be called a municipality, but in fact it's a city, which means under the Planning Act, we have, just like the city of Sarnia, the right to do the official plan things. We took that right when we did the enactment.
We could ask to delegate that responsibility.
But the improvement is really good
Oh,
in terms of,
it's
yeah,
absolutely
exactly.
wonderful. Yeah, I was just going to say, except for the city of Sarnia, they can approve their own document. Okay, so once we have our official plan, it's always important to understand that it's not set in stone, that it's a living document. We can make changes to it as we see fit. Okay, we have an amendment process. It's a public process, just like the official plan process, but it provides opportunity for us to accommodate things that we might not have thought were coming, okay? Or make small changes because, let's admit, we're not perfect. We're gonna prepare a document that's gonna have some glitches in it, but it's a living document, and we can work with it and make it work for our residents and for our developers.
Okay, so you're saying there that the Lambton County except the city of Sarnia, are we not part of that if we're a city? Like, are we not an exemption then?
No, not for official plans. Presently, no, we're not an exemption for official plans. They are the approval authority. We are delegated subdivision approval. Okay, that's,
No, but
the city of Sarnia is
if the
exempt.
city of Sarnia has separate, why doesn't the city of Lambton Shores have separate?
Because we weren't delegated.
Because they didn't want it at the time to say it.
Do your
Okay.
birth and do your birth.
All right, so we could be if we'd gone and got,
We could have. We could have, but you do an official plan once every 10 years, and, I mean, yes,
That's
we've
fine.
done a lot of official plan amendments because of rural severances, but generally, you don't do a lot of those either if your official plan stays current. It's not really an issue, I would say. It doesn't really slow things down for us. You guys do all the work. You and I do all the work on making the recommendations and asking the county to approve it. I mean, they just read it. Does it make sense? Yes. I hate to put it that in those terms, but we do the work. We hold the public meetings. We solicit public comment. You put your stamp on it, and we send it off, right? Okay, so just like everything under the Planning Act, Section 17 through 27 establish procedures for preparing, adopting, amending, and updating an official plan, including approval and refusal authority official plans, which we just discussed as Lambton County, public consultation and notification, appeals to the Ontario Municipal Board, amendments, public work compliance with the official plan, updating, and compliance with upper tier official plan. So there's sections in the Planning Act that deal with all of that. I'm not going to get into the details of who we have to notify and when we have to notify them. We'll get into that when we do official plan review. But the official, or the Planning Act contains those provisions, and they're either in the Act or in the regulations that go with the Act. And we're well aware of what timeframes and what public notifications we have to give for applications, okay? All right, so we're going to move into Part 5 of the Planning Act, which is land use controls, and it's Section 34 to 49. We're going to start with Section 34, and that's basically the provisions that allow council to pass a zoning bylaw. Okay, and zoning bylaw is one of our planning tools, and we use it to implement the policies we put in our official plan. So, zoning bylaw controls the use of land where an official plan sets out a municipality's general policies for future land use. Zoning bylaws put the plan into effect and provide for day-to-day administration. They also are legally enforceable. An official plan is not legally enforceable. A zoning bylaw is. Okay, so it's our tool to enforce our official plan. I did give you a handout. It's a one-page handout, and it's just to show you the difference when you go home and read this, because I know you're all just going to be keen tonight to read all this stuff. The one side is the OP. So it starts with residential, permitted uses, the policies of this section. The other side is the Section 10, residential, Zone 4. Just to give you an example of the difference between an official plan, which is policy, and a zoning bylaw, which says these are the only uses you can have on this land. You have to have this lot size as a minimum, this frontage, these setbacks, da-da-da-da-da. Very prescriptive policy, okay? This is our tool to implement this.
thank you, through you to the planner. When we put a zoning bylaw in, because the Lambton County is kind of over us, it's our body that puts things together, do we have to send our zoning bylaws to them so that they're aware of the changes that we're making on anything we do?
Quick answer is no. They don't approve zoning bylaw amendments or zoning bylaws. Do we communicate with the County of Lambton? The County of Lambton does all our mapping, keeps all our zoning maps up to date. We now do the text part of it. So we send your schedules from zoning bylaws. In fact, they prepare them. they update our mapping. So yes, we communicate all the time with County of Lambton on
Okay.
zoning.